Horn and Miles Aiken.
We're going to run the ball, we're going to pass the ball, we're going right down this field, and we're going to score.
Over zone. 4, 3, set, count. Boy, the gears in that guy's mind didn't mesh for a long time, I'll tell you that. He tripped me. Improve your lineup. You're needing those ball players. Improve your lineup. Hey, Washington! Big down. All right, there we go. 4, 3, set, drive up.
Right into the end zone. Touchdown.
Good evening, and it's a packed show tonight. Our match will take us to a rainy night in Georgia as the Atlanta Falcons take on the LA Rams. Now, joining us are Mick and Kathy Luckhurst. Thank you for joining us. They're the parents of Mick Luckhurst, who, as the only Englishman currently playing in the NFL, is flying the flag as Atlanta's star place kicker. Also tonight, we'd like to give you a rare insight into the world of the place kicker. So, last Monday, our cameras followed Mick Luckhurst in Atlanta as he prepared for the game. We find him first at the Falcons training camp.
Well, this is my home away from home. As you can see, my equipment, you have my heat for when it gets cold out there, and I have my vitamins for when I get a cold. Around the locker room, we have a lounge with a color TV and the plants, etc. We have a sauna back here. We have a jacuzzi. We have our own weight room. Quite a setup, a little different from back home. We're here from about 9 to 4 each day, and we'll watch a lot of film. We'll do various things, but this is home right here. Each week, the game is taken and broken up into 3 reels of film. We have the offensive film, the defensive film, and special teams film. I'll take the special teams film and look for certain things, which I'll show you in a second. The defensive players and offensive players will take their film and look at that. Each week, take a defensive player, he'll look at between 4 to 4.5 hours of film each day, 5 days a week. Every practice that we have is filmed every day. So as you can imagine, these guys get to see a whole lot of film. Okay, when I take a film, I'll be looking at the 2 men on a kickoff, the 2 outside men here for the Los Angeles Rams, and making sure that they stay home and stay in their position until I've kicked the ball. If they leave early, I'll be looking for the onside kick, which is I have to kick the ball 10 yards over to here, and we have to fall on the ball before they can get it.
We expect that Mick is a very persistent kicker. He's a guy that works hard at his profession. He is kind of like our and your golfers, your professional golfers. It's a position that calls for a one-shot deal. You have to go in and do it when you call on to do it. And he's been very successful for us this year. He's been high percentage. He also kicks off for us, and we do a number of different types of kickoffs, and he's done a good job for us. We expect him to play to his level of efficiency all the time.
Well, last night we went down to the stadium, and we had a practice at 9 o'clock, which is kickoff time tonight. And it was beautiful out there. I mean, it's the calmest I've ever seen that stadium. It was about 50 degrees, 55 degrees, just a perfect night. And today, as you've seen outside, it's raining and it's cold and it's bitter. But so today we stayed down at the Falcon complex last night. We have to stay down at the hotel the night before the game. Well, this is my wife Terry, who's a professional golfer on the LPGA. This is my cat, Billy Whiteshoes. And we're at my home, which is about 20 minutes from the Falcon complex. We're out in the country. I've become a country Georgia boy. And As you can see, I've got a rambunctious cat.
Mick rests for a couple of hours in the afternoon. It's now around 4:30 and he joins the other team members for grace before the pre-match meal at the hotel.
All right, bro. Okay, well, we're leaving the hotel right now. It's about 40 miles down to the stadium. And as you can see, it's a rainy night in Georgia. And right now we're going to hit some traffic as well, which is a little unusual. Obviously on a Sunday game, we don't have that problem. But for the Monday night, you go downtown, you'll see the traffic when we get down there. It's heavy. Wish this rain would stop. Normally on this trip down here, I'll use it to mentally prepare myself in some way, and then I'll also use it just to relax. Tonight I'm going to listen to some English music. Now, the mental preparation is the biggest part of my job now. There's a lot of people that can kick footballs, but there's a few that kick the football well, with 50 million television viewers and 70, 80,000 people watching at the ground. And what I do is just mentally prepare for that. Know that I'm capable of kicking in any condition, and I mentally go over everything. I visualize a lot. I think they're chilly now. You wait. They're gonna get cold. Well, I think we were playing in Edinburgh against Hibernian.
Mick arrives at the stadium at around 6:30 to work out and loosen up before the 9 o'clock kickoff. In the locker room, there's no sign of tension as he meets Billy Whiteshoes Johnson.
Billy Whiteshoes.
Bob and Andrea, how are you?
My cat. Remember the cat,
Mick
Billy
Luckhurst.
Whiteshoes? Isn't it right here?
I'm from the UK also. Yes, I am.
It's now 8 o'clock, 1 hour before the match, and Mick takes to the field for his final warm-up.
My holder and sender, who's as important, you need a good snap, and that's Eric Sanders, and they'll come out and we'll kick for about 15, 20 minutes. And that's the main time for physically getting prepared. You get your timing down. If you're hooking them slightly, you adjust that, but hopefully everything's going nice by that time. Well, I've made 7 tackles so far this year. I was, for about the first 4 games, I was the leading tackler on the kickoff team. Because of the rugby in me, I love to get involved. It gives you a certain, it's a nice feeling, because then players say, hey, this guy can also tackle. But the big problem is that, I was fairly big in England. I'm about 14, 15 stone, I guess. Now here, I'm a miniature, I'm a minnow. And these guys can start running up the sidelines, and they're big and strong, and I mean, there's not much fat on them. And you go to tackle them, you don't tackle them on the legs because they don't go down. It's not like a rugby tackle. You try and get their legs and you just bounce upfield for about 20 yards. And they love to see a kicker, heck. I mean, if they see a kicker there, they'll just say, oh, I'm going to run over this guy. You can get injured out there, but it's fun. It's fun, though.
Eric Dickerson is the extraordinary rookie from SMU with the Rams, who is swift, who is powerful, and yet who is subtle, too, as you see there. The all-field vision remarkable, the instincts to evade the tacklers equally remarkable. William Andrews of the Falcons is much more direct than Dickerson. Give him the football, give him the hole, he will barrel through, and then you will have to gang tackle him to bring him down as he piles up yards upon yards. And each of those great runners is helped by a great quarterback. Vince Ferragamo of the Rams, Bartkowski of the Falcons. Ferragamo, just give him protection. He'll throw as pretty a spiral as there is in the game, like that one to Mike Barber, the tight end of the Rams. But the leading quarterback in the National Football League is Steve Bartkowski. And Billy Whiteshoes Johnson has helped them win games in the clutch. Tonight, the Falcons against the Rams.
And set to kick off for the Atlanta Falcons, Mick Luckhurst. It's a cool night in Atlanta. The umbrellas are here, but right now there's just a slight mist that's falling. Atlanta 4-6. With a loss to New Orleans a week ago, the Rams are 6-4. We are underway. Ellard is deep, and he will stay in the end zone. And the Rams will have the football out of their own 20-yard line following the touchback. As you can see, the dandy one and yours truly in government issue.
Here we are. That's it. ABC Sport.
Man in the middle with his plastic mohair.
What did you say about his hair?
Plastic mohair coat.
He's talking about Cashmere.
Cashmere.
Wishes he had one.
Oh, no. Such envy.
Los Angeles Rams, first possession of the ball game at their own 20-yard line. The great one is behind Ferragamo, number 29, Eric Dickerson. Dickerson, great power, big man, 220 pounds. He just surges for about 4 yards. It's 2nd down and 6, the ball at the 24-yard line. Eric Dickerson is in view of so many records. We'll tell you about them throughout the evening. He came in tonight 1,223 yards, averaging just under 5 yards a carry. That's Preston Denard in motion. 2nd down and 6. Dickerson, they use him always out on the flat. That's strength. And then the speed to the outside, stepping out of bounds, short of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
When the public misconception grew that Dickerson did not have the good hands. In fact, he's got excellent hands and 70% chance of rain. We've already had a veritable plethora of rain. 3rd and 1. Frank.
Dickerson again, the single setback. And Dickerson left side. And this time he is stopped short. And the Falcons get a roar from their partisan fans because they know that in the first game, even though the Rams won it, 27-21, Dickerson was held to 64 yards. The young Falcon defense doing a good job on him. Now coming on is John Misko. In his 2nd year out of Oregon State, not having one of the better years, and dropping is Billy Johnson, who's having a tremendous year, leading the NFC with over 12 yards on a return. Had one early in the season, 71 yards for a touchdown against the Jets. He's very dangerous, back almost like he was when he was such a great return man for Houston in the middle 70s. Johnson from his own 22-yard line. And this time covered well as he is up close to the 30-yard line. Hustling down there with Eric Williams. William Andrews into tonight's game, 955 yards rushing, chasing Eric Dickerson. Bartkowski. Beautiful shot, and it's complete out over the middle. Taken out there by Alfred Jenkins, who has not been having the typical Alfred Jenkins year, but he gets a first down on the very first possession out to the 48-yard line.
Well, Frank, you're exactly right. Story in the Atlanta Constitution. Headline, Jenkins is thinking shorter, and so he is. No more flamboyancy, no longer just the deep pass, but the intermediate range pass as you just saw.
The first down at the 48-yard line of the Falcons. The motion man, Al Matthews, a rookie from Vanderbilt. But this is Andrews, right side. Strong is William Andrews. Does not possess the speed or the size, at least in stature, of Eric Dickerson. And we're looking at a 2nd down and 5. And Andrews, left side again. Andrews hit there first by Jim Collins, an outstanding linebacker who has really found a home in the inside of that Ram defense. First down and 10, the ball in Ram territory, near the 42-yard line. Andrews, they'll work Andrews like the Rams will work Dickerson. And Andrews picking up yardage again, getting inside the 40. Andrews got 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and they give it to him once again. He covers the football and just bulls his way up close to the 33-yard line, inside the 33, about a foot short of the first.
An absolutely perfect evidence. You've got to gang tackle that man to stop him, Don, again and again and again.
Well, they better get on it. That guy's going to score. I'm telling you.
And Andrews again, right side, and Andrews just, you heard the contact all the way up here. The contact made at the line of scrimmage, and Andrews inside the 30, or rather Gerald Riggs, and he is the man who will come in for Andrews. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for Andrews, this young man, 2nd year out of Arizona State, could be a major star already in the NFL. He stays in there at 6'1" and 230 pounds. And this time, play action fake. Bartkowski fires the strike, and it's complete to Stacey Bailey. Short of the first down. up close to the 20-yard line.
Bailey from San Jose State, one of the major stories in the Falcons this year as we take another look.
Yeah, you see Youngblood come out 85 in his defensive end position. He didn't get there to really cause that much trouble, but Stacy's the guy they're really talking about down here. He's making some big plays.
Big plays, time and again, and that's why Jenkins now goes to the intermediate pass. Jackson hurt. Bailey took over and capitalized.
Bailey, top of your screen. That's Jenkins at the bottom of the screen. Second down, a little more than a yard for the first, and Andrews almost blows it into the end zone. Again, it's Riggs, and they will move him back and forth. Riggs inside the 15, first down Atlanta.
I think he stumbled, Frank, at that line of scrimmage, or if he had kept his feet, looked like he had some room to move out there, but he still barreled right ahead for that first down.
Don Howard and I saw Gerald Riggs as a rookie a year ago in a preseason game, and you knew right away this was a quality running back, former All-Coast Russian champion, where he averaged 6 yards a carry out there in the Pac-10 as a senior. First down, Riggs again. And just brute strength once again behind Jeff Van Note, R.C. Thielman, John Scully. Inside the 10-yard line, he'll get 5 yards as we look at Dan Henning, the young head coach of these Falcons. 10th play of the drive. Already we've used almost 6 minutes of the first quarter. That's Al Matthews in motion. Bartkowski looking for Jenkins, switches off, fires into the middle, and Andrews gets the rebound. He'll have a first down at the 3-yard line.
Oh, and I love that.
I love what you said.
The intent was for Stacy. It went into the air, and Andrews was alertly there.
It's amazing what your mind recalls, doesn't it?
The immaculate reception.
Had some time, tried to drill it in. Good defensive play. That was not an interference. That was Newsom. And
But
there's
look
Andrews.
who got it. William Andrews.
Very difficult play to design.
This is a real heavy one. Good players make good plays. You can use that if you want to.
Of course.
Yeah.
First down, goal to go. Andrews, the single setback. Matthews in motion. Wow, that's contact. Andrews to the 2-yard line. Desjardins, Collins, both in there defensively for the Rams.
Robinson is used to Los Angeles falling behind. It happened to him in the very first game against the Falcons when the Rams rallied in the 4th quarter to win it.
They are 4-6 and they're struggling, but they have shown flashes of greatness this season. Andrews, and this time the Rams defense beginning to toughen. Eric Harris was up there quickly, and Carl Eckern for the Rams. There was a loss back to the 4-yard line. It'll be third down. It'll put Bartkowski in a passing posture. Single setback. The 2 wide receivers up at the top, and Matthews in motion. Bartkowski is sacked and is dropped back at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, that's a real blow for the Falcons. They moved that. Yeah, you're down there with a first down and goal on the 4-yard line and wind up punting from the 13, 14.
And a good defensive call, a blitz on that situation. That meant man-to-man coverage in the end zone. They had to get to Bartkowski quickly, but we talked already about Bartkowski. Really, he is not that kind of a mobile quarterback that he can move around. He's had multiple knee problems, even though he has been a consistent starter since '79. Mick Luckhurst, a 31-yard attempt. Morosky, the backup quarterback, will put it down. And Luckhurst left foots it through the uprights, and a drive that looked like it was going to end up in the end zone is forced to settle for 3.
One car rental company offers a
Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium sold out tonight, 60,000 plus. A lot of no-shows, a rainy day here in Atlanta, and a very cool night. 27-yard line, the Rams, their second possession. Eric Dickerson sets up about 7 yards deep. Ferragamo drops the ball, pulling away from the center, and this is a problem that the Rams are going to have perhaps all night. Joe Sharon is in there in place of Doug Smith, who fractured a finger in his right hand, and he is right-handed. He tried to snap all week with his left hand. I talked to him today, and he showed me his hand, and it is hard to believe that he could even consider playing. It was tremendously swollen. Dickerson now needs 11 yards to tie Lawrence McCutcheon is the Rams' all-time single-season rushing leader. Over the center to David Hill, and David Hill up close to a first down. There's Lawrence McCutcheon. We talked of, had some great years with the Rams. 3 over 1,000, and of course his record, single-season rushing mark, is on the line tonight for Eric Dickerson, and he just came into town to watch this great back. Quite frankly, it's the reason a lot of people are here. Number 29 out of SMU, a rookie tearing up the NFL in the rushing department. Ferragamo. He gets the necessary couple of inches for the first down. I think both teams know they're in a dogfight tonight. David Hill in motion on first down. Ferragamo, the Mad Bomber, and deep is Preston Denard.
All right, Preston.
No flags, and Denard gets into the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
61-yard touchdown. Denard really is not the deep receiver you expect to go deep for the Rams.
No,
he doesn't have great speed, and they were playing him very tight.
Interestingly, that's been their problem. They don't have deep speed from the deep receivers.
Kenny Johnson played him very tight.
He just didn't expect him to go deep, did he, Frank?
He did not. He was playing him for an out move, and Denard turned it up. I don't know whether he had an option on it or not. I don't think so, because he never even looked back.
Rams' longest pass play of the year. But Denard is a good receiver. You remember when he used that tip play to himself a week ago.
Sort of a Drew Pearson type receiver with the good moves. Not expected, however, to go deep. And the crowd all of a sudden quieted on that 61-yard touchdown pass as Chuck Nelson is on for the conversion. And Nelson has put the Rams suddenly out in front.
The first quarter finished with the Rams leading 7-3. We pick up action in the second quarter with the Rams in possession.
First down and 10, the Rams after the touchback at their own 20-yard line. Mike Gooman is in there, number 44, along with Dickerson. Dickerson, delay, right side. Gooman with a block.
Maybe so.
Watch out.
Goes.
And Dickerson gets the first down deep in Atlanta territory, and he also gets the Rams single-season rushing record with a gain of 33 yards.
Let's see if they stop the game. Give him the football. He just broke Lawrence McCutcheon's record. No, they're not going to stop the game, which is proper. They will announce it, I'm sure.
That's a very interesting play. They bring Gooman from way on the other side, almost like a pulling guard. They get the other guard, Ken Hill, out in front of it, and Eric Dickerson with his tremendous speed, and he runs about a 9.300, gets the first down, and they have marked it at the 48-yard line. Barry Redden will give Dickerson a bit of a breather. Barry Redden, a first-round draft pick out of Richmond a year ago, another fine running back, and this is Redden. And Redden gets yardage to the outside, and the Rams are beginning to exploit the outside of the Falcon defense, where they've had trouble throughout the season.
I get a kick out of it.
Second down and 6. Ferragamo quickly gets it out to the tight end, Mike Barber. And Mike Barber, who's had a bit of a resurgence in his career after coming to the Rams.
He'll talk to you
a year ago. He'll chew the fat with you, and he'll also hit you.
That's right.
31-yard line of Atlanta is the first down for the Rams. Gooman in motion. I think maybe had a little switch up there. That's our first penalty flag of the night, as Jim Tunney will talk it over with us.
Oh, Jim, haven't seen him in a while.
Number 88, eligible receiver, stepped out of bounds, came back in and touched the ball. Foul is loss of down only, second down.
As Preston Denard got out of bounds, came back in, touched the ball. And there's a loss of down with no penalty.
Well, that's cutting it. That's cutting awfully short there.
They're very picky nowadays, aren't they?
Picky. I think the thing that upsets most folks, upsets me, all these penalties, is you never see half of them. You don't know what they're doing, what they're talking about. Somebody did this, did that, stepped out of bounds.
Problem is counting the players on the situation substitution.
That's right. Somebody should do that.
Need a specialist for that.
Second down and 10. The Rams can do that on second and 10.
That's the same play. They're going to run that one.
Student body right is what John Robinson called it at USC, and he is short of the first down by about a yard. Colton Kuykendall moving out there to make the stop for Atlanta. It'll be third down and 1.
You just saw John Robinson. It is now pouring rain, and as we said, Ain't nothing better on a rainy night in Georgia.
You are poetic.
Gilman in the lineup with Dickerson. Gilman, very versatile athlete out of Penn State. He can run. He also can block for this man, Dickerson. Dickerson on his own gets the first down. Down to the 16-yard line.
He doesn't gain yardage. He chews it up. Feet stay low to the ground. The stride is almost antelope-ish.
Barry Redden is in there now. Dickerson gets a breather. This is Redden. And Redden. And he is inside the 10 as the Rams are shredding the Atlanta defense on the ground. Reedy made the stop once again. Right now, it's second down, long 3. The ball inside the 10-yard line of Atlanta. This is Redden. Redden close to a first down, upended by Buddy Curry.
That was good, Frank.
First down, goal to go.
Going it like it is.
David Hill in motion. Here comes Dickerson. Boom. And carrying Atlanta Falcon players down close to the 1-yard line.
The man is so graceful, so swift, so subtle.
And powerful.
That's the point.
Yeah.
He is all of those things, and as a net, you overlook the sheer power of the man.
Dickerson on the night. 8 carries, 60 yards. Dickerson.
He did it.
Yep. Into the end zone, Eric Dickerson.
Unreal. Look at John.
The Falcons know about Dickerson because when they lost 27-21 earlier in the season to the Rams, it was Dickerson who carried the ball 8 times on a 98-yard drive that gave the Rams the winning difference. Well, that breaks another record. That Hirsch goes all the back to 1951.
He's going to break every record for rushing attempts. He'll shortly pass sooner than George Rogers would believe. George Rogers in that regard. Man's an incredible ball player. Here's to you, big guy.
Chuck Nelson for the conversion. Cromwell gets it down. And the Rams, who at one point trailed 3-0, move out to a 14-3 lead.
The next Atlanta drive reached the 19-yard line when on the 4th down, the Falcons brought on Mick Luckhurst to attempt their 36-yard field goal.
12 of 16 on the year. He said earlier tonight they're going to fake it. Borowski, the backup quarterback, has the first down.
He made it.
And that's a good call because the Rams have been controlling time of possession. Borowski, the holder, gets the first down. The crowd loves it, and frankly, that's a good call.
This is like Jeff Hayes for the Redskins against the Chargers. Remember a couple of weeks ago?
Well blocked this play.
It was well blocked, and Luckhurst was, of course, his option man, and you didn't see Luckhurst getting in there, but way to go, Mike.
He was out there in case.
Just in case.
They needed a last resort.
I'll tell you, I give a lot of credit to Dan Henning. He calls the plays.
First down at 10, 14-yard line. William Andrews, right side, breaks it back. He does that well. To the 7-yard line. Brutal running and brutal hitting.
Oh, does he barrel in? You just saw.
3:40 and the clock is moving, remaining in the half. Oh, and George Andrews came in from the weak side linebacker and smashed Andrews at the line of scrimmage. Third down, about 3. Riggs is in the lineup. And quite frankly, they don't lose an awful lot with Riggs. Bartkowski, the quick roll. Tries to get it in the end zone to Hodge. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down and decision time for Dan Henning.
All right, now that we knew that, I just started to say, you know they're in that 4-down situation. So you got to run at least twice down there, haven't you?
Exactly. I don't understand it either.
Well,
just praised Henning for his call on the Borowski run. I don't understand that.
Apparently they're not in a 4-down because Luckhurst is out.
He's
One
going to try
would not anticipate
Well,
another fake.
They're not now because they lost that down.
Well, you can take your praise back if you want to. You can say you were just teasing about hitting one of those. I was just teasing about that.
Luckhurst again, 12 of 16 on the season. Left-footed kicker. Borowski, whom you saw a moment ago, run for the first down, is the holder. 23-yard attempt. Borowski gets it down. Luckhurst takes a deep sigh of relief, but he gets it through the uprights, and the Falcons have added 3. They trail 14-6.
On the first play of the third quarter, the Rams have the ball at their 31-yard line.
We have a second down and 7. Ferragamo wanted to go deep, but he dumps it off to Dickerson, who gets his 6th reception of the game, but only about a yard and a half. It'll put Ferragamo in the passing situation at third down and along 4. James Britt, the rookie starting strong safety, upended Dickerson. That's what you can do with the Dickerson.
Yes, indeed.
Is that, I tell you.
A third down and call it 5, and the Rams come with a trap block up the middle. The Atlanta Falcons thinking pass. We're on the pass rush, and watch Dickerson break it off. There's the trap. Didn't even have to trap him.
Really did. Good move right there coming up the middle. We can now add another one. Dickerson to the left, Dickerson to the right, Dickerson up the middle.
Dickerson now 99 yards on the night.
Not only that, a perfect evidence of what we've referred to in the very opening of the telecast, his peripheral vision, the uncanny sense of where the defenders are and the ability to evade them.
I'll tell you, he'll revolutionize the prevent defense because you can go to him on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6. This is Barry Redden as Dickerson takes a breather, and Redden performs sharply up to the 22-yard line, 8-yard pickup. Dickerson, of course, wears those prescription goggles, and it is pouring rain here in Atlanta. I'm sure that probably is bothering his vision. Second down and 2. That's Redden, and he'll have a Ram first down.
Tell you, well, that's Bill Edwards of the ABC staff.
I don't want to tell you non-smokers out there, the Billy's right up there pretty smartly in yours, too.
Yeah.
18-yard line, first down and 10, the Rams. Otis Grant, a rookie from Michigan State, wide receiver. He's top of your screen. They're going to Grant. That was a timing pattern. Grant was going to square out at about the 2-yard line. He slipped and fell on a very wet turf. L.A. distributing their offense, 149 passing, 126 rushing. They're at 275 total. Second down and 10. Dickerson. Got a lot of folks in front of him, and David Hill with a vicious block out in front of Dickerson, as Dickerson is close to another Ram first down.
I don't believe the yardage that man gains. It looks like he's gaining 2, 3 yards, and again, he's got almost a first down. It's ridiculous.
Well, he followed David Hill, and I started to say a moment ago, we saw David Hill on a good lead block on a second and short. But that's one of the the innovations, I guess, in offenses that I've seen the last few years, where they start this guy in motion a little bit from that set position. He comes back in and cracks back like an old trap block on one of the guys in the middle.
We've got 9:29 left in the third quarter, and he's got 153 yards in total offense already.
Dickerson has only missed 100 yards once this season. That was against Atlanta. He's corrected that. His first down goal to go. Dickerson left.
Hello there. What a move.
You only see that in greatness.
That's right.
Bill Bain with a big block out in front of Dickerson, but that was a Dickerson touchdown.
That really was. The ability to stop, make that move, and accelerate. He has a long stride. Let's just watch it. I like to watch it.
Great cutback. Goes against the grain. Atlanta overrunning it.
Kent Hill had a pretty good position on his linebacker in there. See if we can see Kent Hill, number 72. He's the guy that's going to push him out to the outside, right? Well, where did Kent go?
Think back a couple of minutes ago. It was Dickerson on a 3rd down and 5. The Rams on their own territory. They broke off the big one.
That was the big one.
They kept the drive going. Here's Nelson for the conversion.
And that cutback you just saw on a wet field. Oh.
Cromwell bobbles a slippery ball.
Center was a little high, though, Frank. Snap was
So the
not as good
Rams
as it
lead
should have
is
been.
now 20-6 following the missed conversion. Dickerson having a very healthy night. Nelson hits it. Short kick. And it's caught on the bounce by Gerald Riggs.
Bumbo!
The Rams are going to get it back.
Uh-oh.
Rams have it back. Nolan Cromwell is the safety. We'll check out the bottom of that pile. It is, I believe,
Nolan Cromwell.
Nolan Cromwell.
Not a happy night for our good friend Rankin Smith, the owner of the Falcons.
Ball just punched loose, and it was the kicker Chuck Nelson that puts the Rams back. Good field position. They're at the 32-yard line of Atlanta.
You see what he just said?
Who?
Hello, Don. Chuck Nelson.
I'm not the only Don around. I mean,
I'm a lip reader.
Oh.
I mean,
It might have been D-A-W-N.
that should have been. That's good thinking, Frank. Quick, quick.
Nice-looking youngster out of Washington.
Could have been like Delta Dawn. What's the trouble you got on? I did.
Dickerson stays in. Inside handoff, Gooman. And the versatile one from Penn State goes for 5 yards. Staying warm on the sidelines is Billy Johnson. It is a cool night. Dickerson, and they'll mark it close to another Ram first down.
Gooman from Allentown.
Gooman?
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
Dickerson continuing to pile up the yardage.
Well, it's triple cities, you know. Oh, Easton, Allentown,
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
Not too far from Elephant.
Easton is Lafayette. Bethlehem is Lehigh. And O.J. Simpson had better look out.
I agree with Don. O.J. has admired this player ever since he came to the Rams. And I think there's a very strong, I'd say, probability that he is going to break the record should he stay healthy. He just does it too well, and he gets the ball too often. Ferragamo over the middle, David Hill, and he's close to another Ram first down.
They got a Falcon down that could be really hurt.
They're shredding them now.
What's he up to now? 123 yards, Eric Dickerson.
Got him rested right now.
Barry Redden in there now. Redden tries the right side. They don't lose much with Redden. He gets a first down. It'll be first down, goal to go inside the 10-yard line. That was the 12th Ram rushing first down. Boom! And you heard it all the way up here as it was Mike Pitts, the rookie from Alabama.
Not that time.
It is going to become a good football player in the National Football League.
Good, he's going to be all pro. He's had some year this year. He's grown and grown and grown. He's had pass rush after pass rush. You don't even measure him by his number of sacks, but by the number of times he's pressured the quarterback.
Yeah,
Terrific young player.
Learning, too, because he comes in spottingly behind Jeff Yates, and yet he is right up there with sacks along with Don Smith. Mike Pitts, the rookie from Alabama. Second down, goal to go. Dave Hill in motion. Farmer's wide open.
He was. Could have been that little pick move there that time. Because
I still don't see them raising their hands indicating touchdown. Now we get it. And a good move by Farmer. Ferragamo watched him all the way. Got it in there low. Could not be deflected, and the Rams have moved out further on top.
Interesting little demonstration.
Yes, it was.
Touchdown.
May not see David Hill, the tight end, go to the outside. Farmer comes back to the inside. Whether you call that a pick move or whatever it was, he got that extra step that he needed and was wide open. That ball was a little bit low. Nice move. Nice catch.
Remember, Farmer, great. We have Chuck Nelson on for the conversion, which he promptly executes. And the Rams have spread the game out considerably. They now lead 27-6.
There were no further scores in the third quarter. Now, early in the fourth, the Rams have a chance to increase their lead.
It's nice here in Atlanta.
Clearing out, too. It's starting to get colder.
I thought you meant the stadium was clearing out.
I mean, it's
out.
freezing and the stadium is cleared out.
Here's Chuck Nelson in there to attempt to add 3 more points to the Ram lead, a 27-yard attempt. Chuck Nelson had a similar attempt earlier, blocked. And this one he squeaks through.
He did, slid that one right by.
Chuck Nelson, I think, like his special little blanket, he misses the tee that he was able to use in the college football games.
Those 3 points put the game beyond Atlanta's reach. As the rain continued and the fans deserted the stadium, the Falcons had a chance of gaining a consolation touchdown with 9 minutes remaining in the game.
Second down, goal to go. Yeah. Give you an idea with that shot, the kind of contact that goes on. There's some brutal hitting. Briggs gets in for the touchdown. Atlanta now can start to think about bringing this game close.
You got a level, Frank, haven't you?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. 8:41 left, lots of time.
Part play-by-play, part psychiatrist.
Just stick with facts, remember, philosophy. Facts and philosophy. I like it.
Mick Luckhurst comes out.
Got a cute little wife, plays good golf. Terry Luckhurst.
And Luckhurst puts it through the uprights. Falcons. Now, 30-13, they trail.
Although Atlanta recovered the ball, they once again fumbled it away to leave the Rams with possession in the last 2 minutes.
Rams looking over a 2nd down and 7. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Rather 3rd down, correction.
Look out for the quick kick.
Barry Redden, big open field. He could make it all the way, and he does. So Barry Redden has come in relief of Eric Dickerson, and he's put on quite a show tonight. Now we'll get the little rumble in the end zone.
Well, there's still time.
40-yard touchdown, Barry Redden. I'll say it again. This youngster could be playing for a lot of football teams we watched this year.
And Frank, you know, I think they may play a lot for L.A. next year. I've got a feeling that they will go to that 2-back offense, and that's a couple of horses and a half that you could have in that back.
Well, this kid's a horse and a half.
No, well, then that makes Dickerson a double horse.
No, he's a horse and 3/4.
I see.
Has there ever been a triple?
Well,
if there is, we've been watching him tonight, Eric Dickerson. Sorry if you weren't with us earlier, but he put on quite a show.
The thing, kidding is kidding. The thing about Redden is he's an all-purpose football player. He's an excellent blocker. Tough cookie.
Chuck Nelson does the impossible.
He missed it.
The final point missed, and a disappointing loss for the Atlanta Falcons.
It was a despondent Mick Luckhurst we caught up with later in the quiet of the Falcons locker room.
Like, you know, everything we went over on special teams really basically almost happened. You know, we had the fake. We had the fake onside kick that stopped them on the 1. Field goals, you know, were going through. And it's just one of those games, you know. I think the biggest point was that first drive. You know, we went down the 3-yard line, looked like a touchdown, bam, we end up kicking a 31-yard field goal. And then straight away, 3 plays later, they go down and score. And it was just one of those games, you know. We really, wow, it was, don't know what the reaction is. It's dumbfounded because it's so tough, you know.
Tell me, how did you react when he first told you that he was going to be an American football player? I mean, most boys in this country want to play soccer players. How did the two of you react to that?
Well, it wasn't entirely a surprise because the coach at college told us that he thought that he would be kicking in the NFL. But when it actually happened and he got the place at Atlanta, we were delighted but worried because he went straight from college into big money. And not everybody can cope with a situation like that. But
Has he coped well with it?
Very well. He made some very good friends in Atlanta, and he's coped very well. We're happy.
Mrs. Luckhurst, now football is very injury prone. Do you ever worry about Mick getting seriously injured?
No, not too much, because he, being the kicker, isn't involved in the game as much as the other players. But I have seen him tackle, and I've been very worried because it looked serious. He looked smaller than those great big people that he was tackling. So I'm quite happy with him as a kicker.
But you make sure and you remind him not to tackle.
Every time, yes.
Mick has married a girl by the name of Terry. Does that mean that he's never coming back to England? How do you see that?
I suppose we've got to face reality, and I don't think Mick will be coming back to England. He loves England, but he's got a lovely wife, he's bought a lovely home, and no doubt they'll have children, and they'll go to school in America.
Well, it's a shame that tonight's game couldn't have been a winning one for Mick Luckhurst, but thank you very much indeed for coming in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Very much.
And Mars, how did you read the game?
Well, Mick was great and was probably the only shining light for the Falcons. But mamma mia, do we have a player in this Eric Dickerson. Seldom does a running back come along who can dominate a game. And with little more than half a season gone, the records are already beginning to fall before his onslaught. On a soggy field, he took his total rushing yardage to 1,369 and his touchdown total to 19. Both are club records. And he's an offensive lineman's dream. His intelligent running turns their efforts into real profits.
Well, it's been an interesting week for the other teams. Let's now have a look at the rest of the results.
Cincinnati 15, Kansas City 20.
Detroit 17, the Houston Oilers 27.
Philadelphia 14, Chicago 17.
The Packers 29, Minnesota 21.
Seattle 28, St. Louis 33.
For Old Tampa Bay 0, Cleveland 20.
Miami 6, New England 17.
Buffalo 24, the New York Jets 17.
The Steelers 24, Baltimore 13.
New Orleans 0, San Francisco 27.
Denver Broncos 20, LA Raiders 22.
The Washington Redskins 33, New York Giants 17.
Dallas down 23, San Diego 24.
And LA Rams 36, the Atlanta Falcons 13.
The story of the week is that Dallas has been stopped. It hasn't been a great season for San Diego, but in the third quarter against the Cowboys, the Chargers led impressively, 24-6. Dallas has come from behind in 9 wins in 1983, but it wasn't to be 10.
Ed Luther is warmly greeted by quarterback Danny White, and victory to San Diego 24-23. The Patriots' prayers were answered. They beat the Dolphins. Watch number 98, Dennis Owens. He has no respect for Marino's strong right arm and certainly cramps his style. Then came Tony Collins' 9th touchdown. And he celebrates in style. The Patriots 17, Miami 6.
Hey, Houston fans, the 17 straight defeats are now behind the Oilers. Larry Moriarty scored this inspirational touchdown against the Detroit Lions as all the Oilers' points came from first and second year players. And quarterback Oliver Luck, making his first NFL start, notched 2 touchdown passes. So it's hope for Houston's future as they win their first game of the year, 27-17.
So it's a whole new ball game. 3 division leaders, Miami, Dallas, and Minnesota, stumble, and the Rams win at Atlanta, giving us a 2-horse race in 4 divisions. And with playoff fever mounting, no game can be taken lightly.
Shame about your team, though, the New York Jets.
Don't be funny, Nicky. Don't be funny.
He's great when he's riled. Well, next week we travel to America's steel capital, Pittsburgh, when the Steelers take on the Vikings from Minnesota. Till then, thanks to Mick and Kathy Luckhurst. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And also, tonight's last word goes to Mick Jr., who is very philosophical about his NFL lifespan. Have a good week.
Good night.
Good night.
I've been playing for 3 years, and I figured to be playing 2 years. So I'm in overtime right now. The average kicker lasts 2 years in the NFL. So I'm 1 year overdue. And so you never know. You just got to keep trying your hardest and know you're giving it your best. And that's the only way you can be satisfied. And if it's not enough, then you move on to something else. That's right, I can become a caddy.